are now in the zone. With Taste Test Live. Hosted by Damien Lamar and Blue Franswa.
What's jazzing?
I like that.
Okay.
Hello.
Welcome back, guys.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm Damien Lamar, the host of the new radio show Taste Test on WJCT 89.9 FM. WJCT is the NPR affiliate based in Northeast Florida, and my radio show Taste Test is a 1 hour long music show that airs twice a week on Saturdays and Tuesday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, with a focus on redefining urban radio. I'm happy to be back again for another fantastic week here in the studios, and joining me in Studio One are two of my favorite people. Blue Franswa, my co-host, and Autumn Lee.
Hi.
Yeah, production assistant. Welcome, Autumn. Welcome. So, Blue, can you take a few moments and tell our first-time listeners what they can actually expect from us on Taste Test Live podcast?
Yes, each week on our podcast, Taste Test Live, we have heartfelt and insightful music digestion sessions and highlight the happenings in the music and entertainment industry on our show. You'll hear artist interviews and exclusive music you won't hear on any other podcast.
That's right. We want to keep our podcast subscribers and keep them happy by offering new and fresh content. And we're also booking guests well into April 2019. So if you like what you hear tonight and you want to be a guest on the podcast, head over to www.tastetest.live and contact us so we can have you on. So we are going to jump right in. We don't have a guest this week.
Oh, no.
I know. It's okay. We got quite a bit to discuss.
It's okay.
And
We have Autumn.
I'm here to save the day.
Autumn is here to save the day. Yes.
Instead of being behind the scenes, I'm on the mic again.
You're on the mic again. So the last time Autumn was on the mic, Blue had an emergency.
Yes.
That was unforeseeable,
Yes.
out of your control.
Out of control.
And because, my grandmother would always say, one monkey don't stop the show.
None monkey don't stop.
We have to keep moving. So I said, Autumn,
Gotta keep on going.
you got to come on. We got to be on and interview this guest.
Wow. Return of the of Autumn.
So real quick, Autumn, can you take a few moments and introduce yourself to all of the people who have been wondering, like, who's this girl?
What you do?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Well, I'm Autumn. I work at Hemming Park with Damien
Mhm.
outside of the podcast. And I just graduated from UNF like 2 months ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So how has your post-graduation been?
It's been okay. I take a lot of naps and hang out with my dog a lot more now. But other than that, it's been fine.
Any job leads? I mean, are you looking, or you're gonna stay with us at Hemming Park?
I like to stay with you guys at Hemming Park, but I am also looking for something more full time. So if you're listening, please hire me.
Yeah, she's really good.
I have a really great resume. So.
And a great reference.
And
in
a
me.
great reference. So
Yeah. So, again, happy to have you on. We're gonna jump right into our segment. Put this in your mouth.
Put this in your mouth. I was trying to copy Charity.
Yeah, she did it really good.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not a
great.
singer.
Autumn, you
so
do it.
I'm not a singer. I can't do that.
Just say, put this in your mouth.
Put this in your mouth.
That just sounds funny. Just say, put this in your mouth. I was forced to
Just put it in your mouth.
just put it in your mouth.
So the first thing we're going to leave with, I'm gonna talk about the first two because I have to say I am kind of getting a little unnerved with the world.
Yeah.
I agree.
So before we begin, this episode was recorded on January 29th, 2019, the day before my birthday.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about my birthday in a little bit, but this show is not about me. It's about the artists that we talk about. And the first point of news is I have to acknowledge the recent passing of my nephew.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
Terrence
sorry.
Kennard Jr.
Mm.
May you rest in peace, nephew. I'm angry. I'm confused. I am disgusted. I am hurt. And a lot of my family, we don't have any answers. The individuals that were reported have not been caught. So we don't know.
So no
You know,
leads, no nothing.
No nothing. I keep going
awful.
to Google and hoping that there was an update. They said they had made an arrest, and then they retracted that this morning and said there was actually no arrest made. And
No.
I just want justice for my nephew, and I'm not going to cry right now because if I do, it's probably not going to go well the next 30 minutes or so. So that leads me to the next thing, and we're going to get all the negative stuff out of the way. I have to say this happened today or last night. Jussie Smollett, my twin, a lot of people stop me on the street and say, you look just like Jamal on Empire.
I see it.
And people tell me that for a long time, but I'm older than Jussie, so I came first.
Okay.
Jussie looks like me.
Yeah.
But he was attacked in a hate crime and an assault by what reports are saying people that weren't sending them to the hospital with injuries. According to Taylor Glascock with the New York Times, 2 men who yelled racial and homophobic slurs and wrapped a rope around his neck, a.k.a. a noose, regardless of whether you call it a rope or not.
Yeah.
The Chicago police said Jussie Smollett took himself to the Northwestern Hospital after the attack, and it was described in good condition. It's a hate crime.
That's
regardless.
A hate crime.
You put something in the poor person's drink, you try to poison them, you then try to hang them or you heckle them, whatever you do, it's hate. And you yell racial, homophobic slurs. Not cool. Enough is enough. Like, I'm done. Okay? I'm done. We gotta do better. And if you guys want to continue the violence, then this is not the America that I want to be in. Okay. So that's my piece. I just hope Jussie comes back stronger from this. And I do know that a lot of celebrities, a lot of people in the industry went to Twitter and expressed their outrage. He has tons of friends in the industry, and everybody is just enraged, rightfully so. The violence has to stop. We got to do better. I mean, we can't move this country forward, regardless of what side of the aisle we're on. We can't move it forward with violence. You cannot move violence. You can't fight violence with violence. You got to be a little smarter. And if you have hate against people and you're listening to this podcast, you might want to go get yourself checked out.
Right. So is MAGA a hate group now? Is that the label of the hate?
MAGA, for those who don't know what the term is, I'm not sure who wouldn't, but it stands for Make America Great Again. And it's those red hats that are worn by a lot of Trump supporters that people are now saying are really the white cheats.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
So they had a mask and a MAGA T-shirt or MAGA hat?
I read you according to what was reported from the New York Times, other than there were 2 men who yelled those slurs and put a noose around his neck.
Yeah, no, I was saying this earlier. It's almost as like we're living another civil rights movement again, but today, and we don't realize that that's what's happening until we have the next generation is going to end up reading about all of this stuff in history books. Yeah. That's like what,
and they'll be asking, why are they repeating this? Haven't they learned?
Well, that's because that's what me being 24. Like, I learned about the civil rights movement all throughout school and stuff, and now it's like I'm seeing all these things and I don't realize that that's what it is, but that's basically what
I ain't think about that.
What it is like these stories, like this, like hate crimes and stuff, like it parallels to what happened in the 50s, 60s. Like, just it shouldn't be happening again. That was not that long ago.
No, I mean, what have we learned?
Exactly.
You only learn things that if you don't learn, you're destined to repeat them again.
And I know the whole like story of like history repeats itself, but there's certain parts of history that don't need to repeat themselves because we should have learned from it at the beginning.
Yeah. So Jussie, I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you, like I said, come back from this stronger and better than ever. He's already an advocate for gay and human rights, and I can really see him really championing. This is going to spark something. This is going to
light the fire beneath him. There's kind of like a silver lining almost. I feel like all of this hate that's coming into the world is bringing in more peace, though. Like, I think more people are realizing, like, hey, like, maybe I thought this one time, but, like, I'm not going to think this again, because it's showing people that, like, everybody really is the same.
Right.
So I'm hoping that, like, with all of this hatred coming in, that there's going to be, like, an influx of people who, like, care about each other. And, like, I think maybe it'll hopefully there'll be like a counteract
Yeah.
to all of the hatefulness, and people
I
start.
like to think that, Autumn.
That's how I'm
really-
trying to see it. Is
yeah.
like somewhere in the world, someone's
There's a silver
gonna,
lining here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to see like the positive. My dad always taught me to see the positive in life.
Good dad. Good on you, Dad.
Yeah,
Good
Wayne's
dad.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else we got on deck, Blue?
Oh man, that was deep. My mind's still on that.
Yeah,
Fire Festival.
FYRE for those of you who are searching online. Fire
yeah.
Festival.
Fire Festival was a luxury musical festival created with the intent of promoting the Fire Music booking app. It was scheduled to take place April 28th through the 30th and May 5th through 7th, 2017 on the Bahamian island of the Great Exuma. And if you haven't seen the, like Netflix has one, and also
Hulu, I think.
Hulu has
too.
one. And
So
I've seen
there's two separate documentaries.
it's two separate ones.
Apparently, one is more biased than the other, from what my friends have told me. But I haven't seen either of them.
Okay,
so I
nor
do
have
not,
I.
I do not know.
Did you see both of them?
Yeah, I seen both of them.
Okay.
And the only thing is, I kind of got them confused. But Hulu had one where they actually was interviewing him right before he went to jail. And so,
When you say interviewing him, who are you referring to?
Billy McFarland.
Oh,
the
okay.
guy, I guess the CEO and founder.
I thought LL Cool J was behind it.
No, Ja Rule.
Oh, Ja Rule.
Rule.
Sorry,
Ja
LL
Rule.
Cool J, if you're listening. I'm sorry.
Ja Rule. Okay, Ja Rule was maybe the face, and he was a partner. He didn't have no investment in it. But Billy McFarland, man, he was kind of like a fraudulent Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg. Like he was, he had like a credit card company.
Yeah.
And his investor, you got to see it. I don't want to tell too much about it, but it was very compelling because in the documentary, it kind of showed how social media is created, because they got this company called F Jerry, and they actually one of the people who they're the titans of social media of creating memes.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what account you're talking about.
Yeah.
You just can't say the full name.
Yeah.
right now.
It's called
Okay.
F Jerry, and they were the ones who who spearheaded the marketing of Fire Festival. So there's two different perspectives. One is talking more about from how it happened and who was responsible, and then the other one's more so talking about everything in general, like who was affected. Building up to it, but I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. But it's if y'all haven't seen it, I would go see it on Netflix, Hulu. It's very good.
I might watch it tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch one tonight.
Which one do you recommend I watch? Netflix or Hulu? Because I don't have Hulu.
They both good, because once you start watching it, it's kind of like because it kind of like talks about how social media is, like how we are, like we want to be popular, we want to be famous, and it's like. It's like this little I'm left out movement. Like if I'm not there, then then my life is nothing. It goes deep into like the social media mechanics of how it works. Like advertising something that's not what it is.
So let me ask you this, because I did hear or read something somewhere. Actually, I saw an Instagram post.
What?
One of the food items was a piece of toast with lettuce and tomato and cheese. Is that real? Did that really happen?
Yeah.
So a luxury. It was billed as a luxury music festival.
Yeah.
And they only had.
I heard it was like Lord of the Flies
Yeah.
on that island.
I mean, what happened was they was advertising a island that used to be owned by Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, someone told me.
And Pablo
was like a big
Escobar, one of the people from Pablo Escobar camp was like, hey, we don't want them to promote that this is something that I'm a part of. Because he was like low-key owning the island, and he let them. And then, by the way, they had lied to the public that they bought this island, which they didn't. They were supposed to pay for it. They never did. So they was kind of like just chilling. Like, hey, we're going to pay you $1 million when it's over with. But to the public, oh, yeah, we bought this. This is ours.
Oh.
Yeah. It's deep.
And then there was a woman that had a restaurant, and that was the only thing that was open.
Now that was the sad thing about it. There was a lady who donated her time, her efforts, her energy to feed the workers on the island for like the last 3 or 4 months, like throughout the duration of the whole project. And she spent, she had like $50,000 in savings, where she bought food for, because he had hired like the whole island to come help, put up tents, like because they use like FEMA tents for the
Mm.
people to sleep in.
Luxury though.
It's deep.
Well, I guess it would. A FEMA tent would be luxury tent if you were on an island.
No,
That's just so. The whole situation is.
it's
like,
good.
It sounds so.
So you
weird
mean to tell
me?
me, and I'm not passing any judgment, because if you're listening and you just will happen to be one of the people that actually got a ticket,
Sorry.
I'm sorry you had that experience. But I want you to like message me, go to the website, tastetest.live, go to the website and let me know what made you buy the ticket.
I heard they were like $200,000
Yeah.
to go, just to go. So I'm like thinking like,
Yeah, no, they
is
had.
that true?
They
or
was
was
sell-
that was that
no,
an exaggeration?
Well, here's the thing: when you watch it, it started out where you could buy villas, you could buy being on a yacht, stuff like that. So one package could be $3,000, one package should be $8,000. But then when it got closer to the thing and it was running out of money, they was like, hey, fill up your, you get like a remote watch. I mean, a little band,
little bands that you can load money onto.
money on, but they don't have Wi-Fi there.
Oh.
This just goes to show that people should do their research before they buy.
I mean,
tickets
yeah.
to
I mean, they
anything.
don't have. It was,
especially a first year fest.
and this place didn't have
Mhm.
running water. Like where the area was, it was just like a remote. It was like a real remote island. They didn't have running water. It was a underdeveloped island.
I wonder if
Wow.
he in the back of his mind he's like, I'm just gonna pocket all this cash and let these people fight.
It was
over
worse
it.
than that. After he got out, he was still selling.
Because
Like
I heard he was trying to it was like, and I hate this cliche, and I've used it. I was at dinner last night, and this came up.
what was it?
Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like he was,
Yeah, he was
just-
doing it. Yeah,
he was trying to, pay one guy, but he's borrowing money from somebody else
Yeah.
to pay, and he basically just
Yeah.
people
constantly
was
staying
giving
in debt.
him millions of dollars, like
That's-
his millions of dollars,
So
like
what-
easily.
I can't remember the music artists that were supposed to play that fest.
Major Lazer, Blink 182.
Was Ja Rule on the bill?
No, he wasn't
Okay.
going to perform. I think he was going to host, but not perform.
I just
okay.
like don't understand like
Yeah,
how-
that's what somebody else said.
how
Like,
the
who
music
would pay?
industry, like the musicians and stuff, like
Oh, they caught wind. I mean, they
what
caught
happened
wind.
to them? Like, did they get yelled at? Or
No, they didn't
anything?
go. They didn't show up
So no one. So
because they didn't get paid the upfront. They didn't get one band got paid something, but they didn't get paid the back. Like
So not a single like maybe.
none of
So
the
none of the
musicians
acts
showed
got
up.
paid.
None
But
of-
then they still the people still went.
The only people who came, Major Lazer. Are you familiar who Major Lazer is? Are you familiar?
No.
Okay. Major Lazer is a Caribbean based. Well, they're a big band now, but
I've seen the name.
Yeah,
I just
one
have
of them
never heard the
from
music.
one of them. I think it's from the Bahamas. But anyway, the band went there and kind of saw that it was kind of sketchy, and maybe a week right before they kind of announced that they're not gonna be there. Blink 82. And there was another big name band. But anyway, none of them got paid. None of, I think there was an advance or a guarantee,
Mhm.
and then they was gonna come based on that. But it was like a Friday. And then one last thing that was so funny.
I'm gonna watch this later.
One last thing, there was a guy who was a part of helping it. He was willing to perform sexual acts because they,
What?
yeah, that's,
Excuse me.
he was willing to
Hold on.
perform sexual acts because the customs had held all of the water to give to the island. Because remember, there's no water in water. So
Right.
so he was able to find someone to donate water, like the company to donate water for the people that was like stranded on the island because they didn't have any booking flights heading back out.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to wait. Maybe the next day they locked up the airport so the people can't get out. And so,
Wait, so they locked people in the airport?
yeah, it's deep.
This sounds
Oh.
like they were trying to kill someone.
I don't know what
This
it was.
sound- this
It was just
sounds like-
unorganized.
It's so much chaos. I can't even
and
keep
so
up.
the guy who was a part of it, he was willing to perform sexual acts with the who's head of the customs, the U.S. Customs, and he was willing to perform. And so the next day, my girlfriend Chelsea shared a meme where it was like how do you want to pay for this? It was like credit card, Visa, PayPal, and it was a picture of the guy face from Fire Festival.
Oh my gosh, I've seen that meme. Is it like the older
Oh
gentleman
my
with
Yeah,
white
the older
hair?
dude, yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't understand the meme,
Yeah, so
and now I
you
understand the meme.
Yeah, you click that to pay for.
Now I get the meme.
Oh, what I saw!
Thank
my
you.
God.
Because this whole time I've seen that meme like 4 times.
Yeah,
just
it was-
today.
yeah.
And every
Just
time-
today.
Just
oh.
today, and I'm like,
And on the show he goes, hey, Billy referred to him as, hey, you are our gay leader, and we would like for you to do whatever we need to do to get this water. I need you to take one for the team. And he said he rinsed his mouth. He said a prayer, and he was willing to go over to U.S. Customs to perform a sexual act on this particular person.
Just to get water for everybody else.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like $175,000 gallons of water, something like that.
I guess
100,000.
when you're dehydrated, you do crazy things.
Yeah, but they made a deal. Oh my God, they made a deal.
I almost said something. Just put it this way: it would have been bad for both parties if he were dehydrated.
Would you, if I needed help, would you do that for me, Damien?
If you needed help,
No.
If somebody was holding me,
first of all, I don't do sex for money at all.
No, someone got a gun to my head, and the guy, he likes males, and he said, "Hey, I want your camera. I'm gonna put this gun in your head." And I notice, I say, "Damien, this guy's fruity, and I would like for you to help me. That's the only way I can get out of this situation."
So you want me to sacrifice my body so that you could live?
I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying, would you do that for me as a friend, please?
I have to look at the situation. I don't know.
Not even a friend. Anyway,
Billy,
Billy,
we're gonna have to talk about that off the mic.
No, I'm just joking. If you watch you'll see what the joke is about that.
I can't wait to go home and watch
Yeah,
this.
it's really good.
I have a headache already.
Yeah,
It's really good.
I can tell this is gonna. This whole documentary.
There's so many components of it.
Going to make me anxious.
Like you have to watch both of them. But
okay, so the next point is I'm a little confused by this, and maybe you can add some light. So Lil Uzi Vert,
I love him.
Okay, so you love him, right?
I do.
But reports are saying, and he's even said that he's quitting music.
Yeah.
So he posted a graphic a couple weeks ago, and it said, "I want to be normal. I want to wake up in 2013."
Yeah. So I know that he has like mental health issues from what I've read and stuff, and so me and my best friend are like, we really do like Lil Uzi Vert. Like, we think
I like Neon Guts. That's my favorite song.
I feel like Lil Uzi Vert is my friend almost, and I've never met this man in my whole life. It's crazy. But we think that, like, he's so tired of being in the limelight that he's like, I just need a break.
He needs to go away.
He needs a mental break.
He needs a break. So he's not going to quit music, probably.
I think
he needs a break.
I think he'll be back, but I think this is kind of like he needs to detox, because, like, I think people are just, like, putting so much pressure on him because he's super popular now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, celebrityism isn't for everyone.
No.
I think a lot of people, they get in the industry and they have this vision of what it's going to be like, but they don't know you have a rigorous schedule. You have to eat a certain way. You have to eat a certain time. You have to be certain places at certain times. You can't have a social life, like, you know, it means dating, and your sex has to be scheduled, and, like, I mean, everything. And you have to be willing to live that life and sacrifice.
I'm pretty sure he's still really young too. Like, I don't think he's older than 23. He's like around my age, and so I can't. I know for me personally, if I was in a situation like that with that popularity and that much focus on me, I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't be able to do it.
I'd have to take a break.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's a funny comparison, but it's almost like what happened with Britney Spears in 2007 when she freaked out, shaved her head because she was so sick of people only viewing her as blonde Britney, so she just went.
Okay, I have no hair.
Yeah, and that's when she was like, "You guys are gonna stop touching me." So I feel like it's not the same situation, but I feel like he'll eventually come back.
He came into a lot. He came under a lot of fire about the satanic. Like they were saying that he was denouncing the Bible. He was posting stuff about satanic rituals and stuff like that. And I think that outside of him just living a normal day-to-day life, I think he was coming in contact of hate groups and people who like, hey, they say you're worshiping the devil, and he was saying certain things about death, and so everything that he say, do, and became under he was under close scrutiny about every little thing he do. So I think that and he's the kind of person, I guarantee you, from videos. I'm not the biggest Little Uzi Vert fan, but from videos I've seen and just how he interacts with people, he seemed like that if he was here and he had to do a show here at WJCT and he saw us, he'll stop and say, come in, hey, what's up, guys, what y'all doing?
He seems like a regular round-the-way guy.
He's that kind of guy. Like, he's very, like,
personable.
Guy next door.
Yeah, like, he'll come, like, very people person, but he can't be a people person because people are, like, judging his, like little things that he do and say that might be misunderstood and misinterpreted. And I think they're attacking him because everybody's big on religion, everybody's big on like I remember when he did the All My Friends Are Dead, like people thought that he was worship like suicidal, Yeah.
I think a lot of his lyrics too debate, like he writes a lot when he's going through like a mental episode, so I think that has a lot to there's parallels. I don't know.
So
well, Lil Uzi Vert, I think you have a little bit of a fan club here with Autumn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you're listening.
If you're listening, hold out for her.
Hi.
At least give her one more record.
One
and
more
you can
song.
write that song called Autumn.
Yes. Look, y'all heard it here. If Lil Uzi Vert writes a song, it's Damien's fault.
Yeah. That's what's up.
All my friends are Autumn.
Oh,
So I'm excited about a release that just happened. Assume Form is the 4th album by James Blake. He
I
is
love James Blake. You like
Yeah.
I didn't get into James Blake until like literally last week.
So
Really?
so you assumed Form.
Yeah. What?
How? How's that happen?
What? I feel like I live under a rock sometimes.
He got a song with Beyonce.
I've heard some James Blake songs, but I've never like actually like sat in my car and like on Spotify went James Blake.
Oh.
And last week I did because
All right.
Damien
So
was
here's
playing
your
them.
assignment, Autumn.
I'm listening.
After this,
Okay.
you're going to listen to Wilhelm Scream.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
And you're going to also listen to there's 3 songs: Wilhelm Scream,
Text her so she don't forget.
and then you're going to listen to Retrograde,
Okay.
and then
Oh,
you're going to listen to Timeless.
And these are all James.
Those
Blake
are old songs, and then come back to Assume Form and rock it out.
Okay.
So for those of you who are listening, and you don't know who James Blake is, Wilhelm Scream. That's Wilhelm. Wilhelm Scream. Retrograde and Timeless.
Look,
Listen to those songs first.
I'm currently making a playlist on Spotify
There you
as
go.
we speak,
Yeah.
adding those
And
3 songs to it.
That will catch
so
you
don't
up to the
forget.
4th album. So on the 4th album, this Assume Form album that you like, Assume Form, he has guest appearances by Metro Boomin,
Oh,
Travis Scott,
genius.
one of my favorites, Moses Sumney, Rosalia, and Andre 3000.
He's a genius.
So
That's gonna be
everybody's
platinum.
talking about it. I mean, I think so, but it's different because this particular album, a lot of his stuff is darker. He just sings he sings a lot in minor chords, and minor chords by nature are a little bit darker than the major chords. So he sings in the minor chords, but he does a lot of stuff with his voice. He uses lots of different beats and lots of different textures in his voice. There's a great YouTube. I'll have to send you the link,
Okay.
Autumn. There's a great YouTube concert that he gave. Amazing concert.
NPR was nice too.
Yes.
Ooh,
In
I'll
NPR
have to listen to that.
Tiny Desk was
I
awesome.
love Tiny Desks. I'll have to look at that.
But this particular album is more, he's in love.
Oh.
And it's a little bit lighter than his other stuff to me. So
I think I've heard you play the one with Andre.
Yeah.
I think I've heard you play
Yeah.
that, and I really liked that song.
Yeah.
But
Wait a
I
minute,
also,
you played that?
I played
Not
it in the office.
in the office, not in the radio.
Oh, I was about to
Sorry.
say, I don't-
Yeah, I can't play that on the radio.
Probably has a bad word
I was
in
like,
it.
wait
Yeah,
a minute.
So, James Blake told Apple Music that the plan is to become more reachable, to assume material form, to leave my head and join the world.
That sounds
Oh.
eerie.
What could that mean?
Mm-hmm.
That could mean anything.
I mean, sometimes, we all, as artists, and I can say this being an artist, like sometimes you do stay in your head a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you especially if you're creating and you're trying to create a concept or an album, you live in your head
Yeah.
for the sake of the art until you have to come out and deal with real people and let people hear your art and let them see your art. You got to assume material form. So, go check out James Blake's new album. And then what else?
Rihanna, Beyonce, and Offset all have albums in the works and could possibly have their albums released this year.
I'm so excited.
Who are you most excited about?
Beyonce.
Beyonce, really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Every time
yeah.
Beyonce releases an album, I feel like as a woman I get stronger.
Ooh.
Like
Ooh.
every single
that's deep.
time.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you
I-
feel strong from the last album with her and Jay-Z?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I only like maybe 2 or 3 songs off of it.
I love how Beyonce is she's a grandstander,
She
and I mean that by what when she releases an album, it's an event.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I
It's
like
not-
that it's never anticipated.
Exactly.
I like that it's like you wake up one day, you get on the internet, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Beyonce."
Let me tell
released
you,
this.
I'm gonna admit, Beyonce has robbed sleep from me.
Yes.
The minute I think it was Scandal was on one night.
When Lemonade
Scandal had
dropped,
just let drop, like just was off the air. The minute Scandal was over, Beyonce's album was out, and it was already 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think I
When-
remember that. Was
So
it
you-
Lemonade or something?
Yeah, it was crazy.
What's crazy is I hate spending money on iTunes because I just do it without thinking about it. I spent like $17 because
I did
of
too.
Beyonce.
I did,
And
and
all-
lost
Because you
sleep.
had to download it. You had to pay for each video
Yes.
and the song.
And then
It was worth it.
Beyonce made me get a Tidal account because she didn't put it on anything else.
Same, same.
So I'm over here downloading apps specifically to only listen to one album.
Hey,
She's
she
a genius.
keeping it real, right?
I'm
She's
just-
a genius.
So Beyonce, and then Rihanna, in that order, and then Offset, right? I'm not a big
So-
Offset
Yeah,
fan.
I'm not looking for Offset,
I
but
like-
Rihanna, yes.
I like Offset, but I just don't know how just an Offset album will be. Like,
Well, it's going to have some
I
features
think he's
on
the
it.
better lyricist of
He-
them
he
all.
I think so, but like, it's I'm gonna have to hear it before
Yeah, I
I
would have-
can
yeah.
decide if I'm like.
I know the
excited.
production is going to be great, but
Yeah.
sometimes the lyrics and the derogatory,
I think
I'm
it'll
okay with it.
depend
I can
on who
pass.
he features and like
Mm.
the
Oh, he can have some
content,
features.
for sure.
Any other releases? Anybody else you hear coming out with an album? No.
No,
No?
not that I can think of off the top. Of
It's
my head.
quiet. It's
Yeah.
unusually
I
quiet in
heard
the
a
music
rumor-
There's some
industry.
stuff coming up.
I
Yeah.
heard a rumor that the Grammy nominations, like the winners got leaked, but I don't know how true it is.
Yeah, I saw something about
and
that.
I
yeah.
don't know if it's real or not.
Okay.
Right.
So we'll probably have to talk about that next week
Yeah.
when we have more information that we
Yeah,
can talk about.
I briefly saw something on Twitter today that like the winners got leaked from somewhere, but I
Wow.
didn't like when I tried to do more
That's gonna mess
research.
up.
It
Yeah.
like it didn't. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's a fluke," so I just didn't even think about looking more into
All right,
it.
I got a trick question. This is a trick question.
Oh no,
Okay.
I hate these.
Have you heard Taste Test
Yes.
on Saturday night? Did you hear it this past
Oh,
Saturday?
yeah, that's not a trick. Yeah.
You heard it.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think?
Wait a minute. Wait, what was it last Saturday?
Last Saturday you were in my presence, so you heard it. You were at
And
the,
then
you
this Saturday you played.
This Saturday, I'm gonna be honest. I fell asleep before.
No, I think
could
I've heard because
air,
I shared.
But
No,
I,
I'm trying to remember what songs that I like.
I started off with Back in the Day.
Yeah.
Ooh. I started off with Badu.
you
and then I
love-
played- I
You
played-
love Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
I do.
Do you play her on
She
every
is-
show?
No. No.
You
You
should
sure?
do a show just of Erykah Badu one day.
Oh, Erykah
I'm
Badu
going to do
tribute.
that. I'm going to do that. As a matter of fact, I plan on doing that this year. It's going, and I already have it's already done.
Oh,
It's called Ode to Badu X.
Oh,
And her birthday is in February 26th. So it'll probably be the Saturday before or after her birthday. I'm looking
Oh.
at the calendar now.
I
Let's
didn't
see.
even know that you were doing that. I just
I am. So her birthday is on a Tuesday. So that night,
ooh.
the night of Erykah Badu's
You
birthday,
gonna do a tribute?
I will be doing it'll be deep cuts. Erykah Badu
That's
deep
awesome.
cuts. Yeah. So
That's cool.
tune in on February 26th on WJCT, and you'll get a chance to hear Badu Oblongata X.
One day Badu's gonna
cuts.
reach out to you and say, "Hey, thank you for being a longtime supporter."
Well, let me tell you. Okay. Hey, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna let him know that I'm talking about him. So this is a really close acquaintance. We like chat on WhatsApp and we Snapchat each other. He's my birthday twin, and he also happens to sing background for Erykah Badu, amongst a few other singers. Teron Austin.
Somehow Damien
Oh.
Yeah.
has connections everywhere.
Yes.
Wow.
And so I'm literally that close to Erykah Badu. So
That's your
Teron, happy birthday to you, birthday twin. This one goes out to you. I'm gonna play a song for you tonight on the radio. So yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah, I'm super
You're like-
excited.
You're like so close.
And I'm there's a strong
it's
possibility.
tangible.
I'm trying to think, if depending upon how my February starts off, I may just be going to see her in concert
Mm.
in about 3
Is
weeks
that
in
Is
Miami.
that at 3 Points or whatever? That
Yeah,
one
it's in Miami.
fest?
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of want to. I contemplated going,
Autumn.
but
Let's
I
do
don't-
it. You want to go?
When is it?
It's the weekend of the 16th, February 16th.
Oh, I'm gonna go see Fleetwood Mac on the 18th. So I cannot. I'm sorry.
I'm hanging my head in just
I'm sorry.
sorrow.
Me and my mom and my
What
sister.
about April? You want to go down to the House of Blues and go see Eric Badu at the House of Blues?
Oh.
When is that?
Yeah.
It's in April. I don't know the date
Yeah. We'll
specifically.
look at the dates. That'd be fun.
So okay, all right. Let's do it.
What happened to Glenn Lewis?
As a matter of fact, I played Glenn Lewis on my show.
Goosebumps. Did you
Yeah.
play that song before?
No, I started off with "Don't You Forget It," which was on his very first album.
No, I think I
called
heard.
Saying
You never
Simple
played
Things.
Goosebumps before?
Never played Goosebumps.
Oh.
Never played Glenn Lewis. And then I played a song by The Playlist featuring Glenn Lewis.
Yeah.
And that particular song.
I wonder what happened to him. He's an awesome singer.
Beautiful. I mean, his voice is stronger and more powerful, and he still sounds like Glenn Lewis. So yeah. I'm gonna put the playlist up on the website. Going forward, every week the playlist will actually be on tastetest.live. Right now it resides on wjct.org. But we're working on something for you guys that are listening. We'll be bringing on another voice
Mm.
to talk about the music specifically, because I feel like I haven't really done a good job of talking about the music that I play on the show. So, yeah, we covered quite a bit of ground this week with no guest.
Well, no, yeah.
I'm a good guest.
Yes, you
Yeah,
are a good
I'm
guest.
a pretty much.
You should be a resident every now and then.
Yeah, we have to just bring you on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Do your friends listen to the podcast?
I'm gonna make them.
Oh. So there's a word we use. My friend Karina. I'm not sure where she got it from, but I'm gonna give her credit. Karina Del Cid. She uses the word voluntold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So your friends are voluntold.
Yeah.
You are going to listen to Taste Test Live.
My thing is sometimes, like when the 1 week I was on it,
You had to listen?
I sent it to Mac. I said, if you want to hear me, listen.
Do it.
We'll talk in like an hour and a half.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's right. And you're going to give him a quiz so you can prove that he's been listening.
Definitely.
So you're like, okay, at the 32-minute mark, I said something. What did I say?
I'm going to send it to my mom.
And you can't
too.
fast forward. You have to listen to the whole thing.
Transcribe
Genius.
All right, guys. Well, this was fun.
I had a good time.
So listen, guys. Blue, can you take us out?
If you like what you heard tonight, please follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Taste Test Radio. We also have a website. Check it out. It's really dope. www.tastetest.
It's 3 W's.
What did I say?
www.
It's the World Wide Web.
Okay. We also have a website at www, as I count 3 W's, .tastetest.live, where you can find all of our old episodes and hear past guest interviews. Taste Test Live is a fully syndicated podcast and is on every podcast service such as Apple, Google, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, CastBox, and wherever you consume your podcasts.
Give us a review on iTunes. Give us a review on Podbean. 5 stars. We appreciate nice reviews. That is our show this week. We have a special guest next week. It is going to be February. And I'm so excited about next week's guest. Guess who our guest is next week, guys?
Who's our guest next week? I should probably know
You have a guess. He's back. Mr. Overstreet Dukas.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, so I'm really, really excited to have Overstreet back. He's already confirmed. He's excited.
That's awesome.
We're going to learn a lot about art in February. So hope you guys have a great time. Please share this podcast with all your friends. It's my honor to curate and produce this podcast for your listening pleasure. That's it for us, guys.